This is Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay, and we're here today to talk about Empire. It's episode 7. It's so good, right? We learned that Jamal was forced to marry Olivia after sleeping with her for only one time. At least that's what he's saying, right? Okay, so Lucious doesn't feel well. He goes to the hospital, and in the ambulance, he's forced to choose between Cookie or Anika. Because that's the one he's supposed to be marrying, right? Even though Lucious, you never really know what he's thinking. He's a sinister mind. In the meantime, Michael packs up and he leaves Jamal. Because of last week, remember he said that there was no one special on the radio when he was talking with Sway? So I guess Michael has said, it's time to move on. He can't live this life of being a lover to an artist. And we spoke about this last time. This is a very difficult life for anybody to lead. Michael tearfully tells Jamal, "You don't love me, you're in love with your music," right? So he leaves Jamal. That's that. It's kind of sad. It's very tearful. Okay, so Hakeem takes Mama, and I'm not talking about his mother Cookie. I'm talking about Naomi Campbell's character. He takes her to this fancy restaurant, beautiful restaurant, and he presents her with a gift of his name in diamonds, and it's a necklace. And it's the type of necklace, and I don't know about all over. I'm thinking it's all over, but in the hood, in New York here, a lot of young people give their, like teenagers, young people would give that type of gift to another young person, to let's say another young girl, and it would have their name on it. It's like an initial necklace or your name necklace. It has his name on it, all in diamonds and everything. And he presents it to her, and I guess she's supposed to be very happy to get this necklace. Except she looks at it, and she looks at it as if, like, what the hell? All right, so she's not happy. She doesn't want that. All right. It's for women like half her age, maybe. But anyway, so she doesn't want it. And later, she actually flirts with Lucious. So that shows you where her mind is at anyway, right? She's looking at bigger things. He might think he's using her because she's older, but she might be using him to get to the father because maybe she's not really interested in the little boy. But, that might be her segue into Lucious's life. Who knows, right? Okay, so Lucious is in the hospital. He's sick from all of that medicine that the Russians gave him that he thought was going to cure him. And now the showcase still must go on. So Lucious is still running things from his bedside. Lucious has the computer on his bed, his telephone, everything he needs to keep things running. He actually tells everyone in his camp that I still want Elle to open up the showcase. Anika doesn't like it. She's very upset. She never liked Elle, okay? And especially because Elle is associated with Cookie's side of the empire. No, she doesn't like Elle. In another scene, the two brothers are rehearsing for the big investor showcase, and they're vying for the spotlight to the point where they're pushing each other out the way. It almost escalates to a fight. A physical fight, altercation between the two, because this guy wants to be, be seen, and so does the other guy, So it becomes very, very vicious. You can tell they're not working together. Cookie steps in, and as the mother, and the boss too, she tells him, get your act together. You're messing with my money now, if nothing else, okay? She wants them to be good anyway. But yeah, you're messing up my money, so now I'm not even feeling any of you guys. Cut the garbage, cut the, the meanness out, and let's all get together here, and let's make this money. That's what she's trying to say to them. Let's get this act together, get your act together, and let's make this money. Becky and Mr. DeVoe, the security guy, find Lucious's granddaughter, that little cute girl that Olivia left last week, or was with last week. Evidently, Olivia left her in the building, I guess so they could take care of her and bond with this child on some level. So Lucious decides to take the girl home to his big old beautiful place and let the housekeeper take care of her. The next scene shows the investors showcase, and it is fantastic. It's in outside the building. It's the lights and the glamour is there. Or it's like a little red carpet. All these big shots are running back and forth. They're talking to the reporters, the interviews. I mean, they did a beautiful job with the set for this. It could have been more extras, perhaps, and I'm sure they could have done that to enhance it. But what they had is very nice. They did a good job with that. All right, so the showcase is wonderful. the guys should say young men. The young men are performing wonderfully. It's very well done. But we notice that Elle, before she goes on, she's talking to Cookie. She's fine. Cookie sits with her. Cookie gives her some tea. And then here comes Anita, okay? Because Cookie leaves her seat. And Anita sits where Cookie was sitting next to Elle, pretending as if to make small talk. And she slips something in Elle's drink. And of course, now Elle is too high to perform. She can't perform. You know, it's inebriated her, and now she can't perform. And we have to say, mother always tells us this. Every mother has always told her child today, always watch your drink. Anika drugs Elle. I think Mr. DeVoe saw it, but for whatever reason, he didn't say anything. So now she can't go on. Cookie's mad at her. And now, of course, somehow Lucious shows back up at the showcase here. He was sick, you know. But now he can't speak well. So Lucious tells Cookie to make this speech, a very important speech to investors so they'll invest their money. Anika is fuming mad because she wrote this speech. She feels like she's basically second in charge. She's going to be his wife. Why wouldn't I make this speech? She's thinking, right? Cookie does a wonderful job. She makes a speech for Lucious because Lucious, even though he's home from the hospital, he's at the showcase, he still doesn't feel well and his voice is gone. He lost his voice, all right. At the end of the speech, and Lucious is sitting next to Anita, he says, I love you, Cookie. And everybody's like applauding Cookie because she did a great job with the speech. Okay. So Anika hears this too. And for whatever reason, and I'm not clear about this. All right. But Anika's going to Chicago. At least that's what she says. So she packs her bag. She says goodbye. She kisses them. She says, I love you, Lucious. Lucious says, I love you. And that's the end of that. Lucious invites everybody back to the house so he can tell them about the ALS, which he does. He tells his boys and everybody. And after he makes the announcement to his sons and the daughter-in-law and everything like that, he says, okay, you guys go home. And now it's just him and Cookie, right? In the house with the maids or whatever. And he, of course, invites her after a few drinks into his bedroom. One thing leads to another. I don't have to tell you guys this. I'm sure you've seen that part. It's so juicy, right? And they wind up making love, passionate love. You know, like, you know, she's jumping on him type love, and he's back at her. I mean, you could tell this is a mutual thing that it's a mutual energy that they've been harnessing for a long time, and now it's time to get it on, right? So Lucious and Cookie are making love so passionately, they don't realize that Anika has doubled back, and she's glaring at them through the bedroom door. I'm thinking she's gonna, you know, she's such a fierce little snake, you know. Everybody knows that. You figure she's going to go ahead and do something awful, but she just looks, and you know whatever she's thinking about. Baby, revenge is going to be very, very brutal. It's going to be fast and it's going to be swift. But I have to say that Anika knows Lucious. Her mother warned her, and we kind of know the backstory. He's always fooling around with women. I think that Anisha feels that Cookie is more dangerous because she's not just any old slut in the street. I think Anika would have felt better if he was fooling around with a prostitute, believe it or not, or, you know, a call girl. Because it's Cookie, I think she feels that it's going to be much more difficult to break that bond and to tear them apart. But I believe she's going to give it the debutante's try because she is somebody to be reckoned with, right? I don't know if we should cross her. If she'll poison Elle, if she'll put something in Elle's drink that could have really potentially killed her, because you never know, when you put something in somebody's drink, they could be on a medication already. You know, she could have really killed her. Forget that she was high. She could have killed her, really, right? Okay, so this is a mean, vicious woman, and I know Cookie is too. But Anita's vicious in a different way. She's had most privileged life. You know, her father's a doctor. You know, she's this beautiful thing. But for whatever reason, she feels she needs more or has to have more. We'll see where it leads next week. Until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. God bless.